Hello there, Vic Benedict here. We're playing Ninja Gaiden 2 Black on the Series X, and this is my Master Ninja Difficulty Gaiden walkthrough. We're currently on Chapter 10 of 17. It is entitled Submit or Die. So we're coming off of that strange encounter at the end of Chapter 9 with the armadillo. I'm not sure what happened. I think it just flat out broke. Because if you watch that video back at the end with the armadillo boss fight, I was not able to OT him, and he just exploded, and he had more than half his health left. And I have no idea. I think it was some kind of a bug, because I don't recall there ever being anything about that boss that you just fight him in a normal fashion as I was, and he just falls over. The only thing I don't like about this, the change here, is that the developers have decreased your depth of field here with the snow effects. It looks really nice, the way Ryu gets covered with snow, and then the contrast with the white and then the blood. It's a nice color contrast, and that's my only qualm. But there's fewer enemies, and you're not getting spammed at by multiple rocket enemies. So this is a longer chapter, and it will be the last chapter. The last chapter, excuse me, before we do Ioni in the next chapter. So when you come up here, there's two riot mechs. Now we do have the scythe to level 3, and that doesn't seem to kill them, so you're gonna have to OT them. Just be careful though when they explode, because it will guard break you, and if anything else hits you, you're in deep trouble. So there's one guy down there, which is good, because on Ninja Gaiden 2 there's just tons of respawners, especially of the rocket ones. So there's a chest that I just passed over there. It has the normal dynamic choices of 1,000 or fish, and the fish in that box over there are stackable ones, so that you can charge off them. So I'm going to manipulate that, of course. And I think by this time I've upgraded everything that I have a mind to upgrade. Maybe the Tonfa is not up to level 3, I'm not sure. I do like how when you pull up the HUD and you're cycling through your weapons, it has that the little Triforce symbol on it, and it shows you at a glance what strength your weapons are at. Same goes for the Nimpo. I really like that. Okay, so we're going to save it, and then we're going to come back here and then manipulate this chest and get I don't know exactly. There doesn't look like that many fish. The fish have a goofy type of look to them on this game. I don't know why they chose to go that route. If I were you on this part, I would equip the scythe. You'll hear the dogs before they spawn. Fall back. There's 5 of them. And I know there's 5 because there's going to be 5 pieces of essence hovering in the environment right there. So save your progress, and then there's an herb over here, so another 3,000 for us. Save if you like. I've never really enjoyed this fight over here. Not that it's... Those are Tonfa. Yeah, I think I barely was able to see it right there. But I think our Tonfa is at level 3. So, like I was going to mention a second ago, I've upgraded everything that I have a design to upgrade. So the only things that I don't have upgraded, my Dragon Sword is still at level 1. The Kasarigama is at level 1. And the Vigorian Flail is at level 1. And then everything else is at level 3. So with all of the costliness of all those upgrades, we don't have too much money. But the good thing is, since we've upgraded everything that we want to, at least I want to, we don't have to spend any more for upgrades. and that's good. And if you do want to upgrade something that I'm not upgrading, feel free to do that. Just be careful though, because the upgrades are so expensive that if you are new to the game and you end up upgrading something that is just not to your taste, to your play style, you know, the saves are really limited. They only give you like 3 overriding save slots, and I don't know what you would call the save system in this game. They had a in Ninja Gaiden 2. You could play the way that it's set up in this game, but there was also a manual saving system, and you had I don't know, a lot of slots, like 20 slots, so that you can, you know, you can have backups of different, you know, locations in case you do get stuck. Because in Ninja Gaiden 2, you are likely to get stuck if you've never played it before. The Tonfa also has a move called the Heavenly Justice. I think I don't know what level it's tied to, but it's when you're holding. Well, in Ninja Gaiden 2, it's when you were holding block and you pressed A. He did a you'll see him in a silhouette form, and he does a dash to get out of the way of attacks, and then you can transition that into throws. You'll see me do that on a fight coming up, and in this game, though, you know, you might say, well, why are you mentioning Ninja Gaiden 2? That's not the game we're playing. Of course, it's not the game we're playing. We wish it was the game we were playing, but in this game, how you do it is while you're hitting, if you press A, then he'll do that dash. And then if you want an alternative to that, if you're blocking and then you flick the analog stick in, you know, in any direction, then he'll do the dash as well. So those are your 2 choices. Just be careful, because you have one riot mech over here, and I thought he was gonna just stay there and shoot me. I'm glad he did this. The Tonfa has a lot of active frames on it, meaning that even if it whiffs at the end, it still can connect if an enemy encroaches upon you well enough. Like, say the full UT is nearing its end and you're not hitting anything, and then, you know, you're on like one of your last hits. If an enemy comes close, it will compensate for it and hit him. It's really good. So be careful of the mines in the snow over here. Oh, the fight coming up, that's one of my favorite fights. I really like it. And even though I can't hold this mushroom up here, I'm still going to just point it out. It's right over here. And go ahead and save it. The only thing that I don't like about this fight, though, is having to go in here and get the box every time. It's just, I don't know. It's just a sundry something that you have to do that I don't like. But this is a fight with the gun ninjas, and the ones with the red eyes. They take 2 Azuna drops, so they're kind of bastardly about that. So I'm gonna. I mean, sometimes you might, if they have damage off them, you might be able to do 1 Azuna drop. The Heavenly Justice was that silhouette move that I just did. So if you rewind it, I'm saying rewind it like we're in the 80s or something. Just slide the bar over, and you can view that. And then I transition the Heavenly Justice into the Flower Garland drop, which is XX forward XY. You can also do the standard Azuna drop with the Tonfa, which is pretty good. And other good moves for it: forward Y. It's got great parries, and the rotate 360Y is a great move. You could also do the Flying Swallow with it too. You just got to be in range, of course, with it. It's I don't know. Something in me feels like I'm not getting enough combo, like with my UTs, Tonfa UTs. I feel like I should be getting more than like in the 30s. I feel like this weapon, you know, I always end up getting like slightly under 40, and it kind of rubs me the wrong way because I thought the Tonfa, did they tone it down a little bit? Feels, I don't know, it just feels like it. Then again, maybe I'm just being kind of greedy about it. There is an edit over here because I fell down. So if you see something odd, it's probably right over here. I fell. But yeah, I really like that fight. I don't like it as much as the fight in Ninja Gaiden 2. I really loved the fight in Ninja Gaiden 2, even though it was very difficult. That was a fight with a room full of IS Ninja. Spamming ones, of course. I would like to see Ultimate Ninja. You know, I'm probably the only person that gives a shit, but also over here, try to get an on-landing charge. And I've gone through this entire walkthrough, and I haven't even really mentioned on-landing charges. Sometimes I just take for granted that people have played this game. So the moment, I think I may have mentioned it, though. The moment Ryu's feet make contact with the ground, as he's landing, hold in the Y button. There's a little fish ambush over here, be careful. I've got killed to that before too, it doesn't feel good at all. Press down on the Y button as you're making contact with the floor, because that will expedite your charge, leave you less vulnerable, and it will, you know, get you going faster. So you've got to do another fight on the same save point as well, or check. I guess I should say checkpoint. These fish do look kind of strange. I don't like the way they look. But would you like an Ultimate Ninja difficulty? I know on the challenges there is Ultimate Ninja, but those are the challenges that you do with an AI partner, because to my knowledge you can't play online or anything like that. I did the challenges, some of them. I like nothing beyond mentor, because I can't keep my partner alive, and it's just a big shit fest, and I hate it. But some other people were like trying to, like, you know how people ask developers to put stuff in? I think putting Ultimate Ninja difficulty in is not an unreasonable thing to do. But there's a lot of other people like on X that are saying like, oh, put the Tests of Valor back in, put the Windmill Shuriken back in, put Survival back in, put the missions back in. You have to realize that's not this game. That was the other game. You know, they're asking for bizarre things to be put in the game. I mean, Survival was something that was part of the missions too, and I didn't like it at all. In fact, I hated Survival. But you know, that and all the other missions and costumes and things. Costumes I don't think would be that difficult, but it would be really difficult to put all those tests of valor in. I mean, what else do you want? Sorry, I mean, I don't mean to criticize other people and say, you know, you can't have this or you can't have that, but those are kind of beyond the pale of what I think would be a reasonable thing to ask to be put in the game. You know, and then they want the campaign. I saw somebody else say, have the single player campaign and, you know, without the female chapters, which shows you how much people love those. Also, over here, there's 2 items. Well, 3 if you count the Crystal Skull. But there's a Grains here, so here's a 3,500 Essence pickup. And then there's an edit right here because I forgot that there was a Jewel of the Demon Seal, so I had to shoehorn a piece of footage in here. And so far, I've been talking for 15 minutes, and I'm not seeing any stutters on the video. So I've got to give some credit to a YouTube tutorial that I saw addressing the preview window stuttering issue for Vegas Pro 22. And I know Adobe Premiere is probably better, but having used Vegas Pro for so long, I can't. It's hard to learn something like that. It was so difficult to learn for me to learn Vegas Pro as it is. But the second troll boss fight up here he is. I actually did this fight no damage. Not that I'm particularly proud of it or anything, but I chose to use Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang, and in just a little while, when you get him down to, I don't know what threshold of his life, he will spawn in. I mean, it's not like he spawns in, but the game spawns in 2 riot mechs at the same time. So you might want to throw the void at them. You can, if you want to, try to do an ET with the Tonfa. I don't even aim with the void. I'm above aiming. I don't need to aim. But you see what happened right there? I threw the Nympho, and then I tried to throw it again, but a certain time has to elapse before you throw another Nympho. That's just one of the restrictions of the game. It wasn't like that in the original Ninja Gaiden. It was quick. Oh, but now there's 2 rocket launcher enemies. So I chose to go after this one because he was closer, and somehow I didn't get hit there, and I was ushered into this OT, which was nice. And then we just have one more rocket launcher. Don't forget, though, that you can go back and save it after this. Some people don't realize that, but you certainly can. Is there 3? Maybe there is 3. But that's kind of a trolley setup right there. No pun intended. But anyway, once you kill the last one, it's going to put you in front of that broken down part of the building. But remember, you can go back and save it, and I would implore you to do so. The fish down here, I've got to tell you, I don't have much of a good strategy against them. The Azuna drop XYXXX in the air seems to work well, but any recovery frame on your part, they're going to take advantage of. And so let's just talk about Zidonius, because it is a hard boss fight, and I've got a decent boss fight for you. Watch out, they're right around the corner over here, so I decided to use the wind blades. They're just too much of a nuisance. But Zidonius has the slowest grab, and I would recommend exploiting it to its fullest potential. Now, the scythe has got some extremely good reach to it, and good strength as well. So what I would recommend is to bring the Inferno for his lackeys, because in typical fashion, in typical fashion, when he gets to certain HP thresholds, you're gonna have he's gonna have helpers. Now, the blood gouges that he has, they're not the red ones. They're not the stronger ones. The stronger ones are the red ones. So he's got the weaker ones. So that's good, but you're gonna have to deal with probably 3 sets of those, unless you try to stun lock him by using the 360 Y attack with the scythe. You can try to do that. One thing that I'm kind of baffled by is the attack where he's in the air and then he pounces on you. It's still as inexplicable and difficult to navigate out of the way of. So since I'm not comfortable dodging it, what I do is if I time it right, I'll charge a UT, a scythe UT for iframes, or I'll just use Nympho. The thing about the fight, though, right when it starts, don't cast it immediately. Let the fight just load in, let the lackeys load in, and just stay in place, because if you cast the Inferno too early, you're not going to damage the lackeys enough. And if you stay in place and just wait until they spawn in, there's also a chance that he will pounce on you, and that's good, because at the same time that you're casting the Inferno to kill the lackeys, you're also giving yourself iframes from that pounce. And the only thing I do on Zidonius is I stay close to him, and I just wait for his grab. It's as simple as that. He tries to grab you, you punish him with Y with the scythe. Now it's really, I got some pretty good results with the flail over here. Got my money's worth. But if you do come down here, these guys will ambush you, just to let you know. It's really easy to get juggled by his fireballs, so you need to really be careful of getting juggled, pounced on, and the grab that you're baiting, it shouldn't really ever, he should never connect with you, because it is incredibly slow. When I first played it, I thought they actually slowed it down a little bit, but I think it's the same as ever. And hopefully, if you do want a Talisman of Rebirth, go for it. I didn't equip one just because I thought I could do without it, and I don't want to have to buy another one. And I was hoping to get some Nympho drops over here. I didn't get any. Fortunately, there aren't too many fights over here. There's just the one that we just did, and then there's one over coming up with like 4 more of these guys. And I got caught in the grinder over here, of course. To avoid that, you can fly swallow over that. I wasn't too concerned about it though, because we're gonna get a heal at the Say statue anyway. But I was hoping for some Nympho. I ended up going back down to the shop and swallowing my pride and buying a couple of Devilway mushrooms. So you'll definitely want those maxed out. And let me see what else about the fight. Yeah, you just never want to engage him with any other enemies around. And I learned pretty quickly that I was throwing the Inferno too quickly, because right when the fight starts, the lackeys are spawning in, and I was casting it the second the fight started, and they were surviving the Inferno, so it didn't make any sense. And then I just waited a minute. Oh, this chest over here, don't get that if you have any damage on you, because it's just going to give you blue orbs. So what you do there, I did it off camera. Just go to the Say statue, heal. That item is a grains, so that'll give you 3,500. Okay, so equip the scythe over here, and again, right when the fight starts, just give it a minute. Just give it a minute. Manually target the 3 lackeys, and then now that was one time that I avoided that pounce. Because the fight had just started, and I just risked it. But there's this grab right there, going for the 4 swings, and you always have enough time to recover. It's just getting juggled by the fireballs that's one of the more difficult parts of the fight. When he stomps and does his flame attack, there is enough time to do a full UT. And that does connect with him, and he does receive pretty good damage from it. But just try to simplify the fight by just thinking, just waiting for his grab, dodging it, and then punishing him with Y. So he's almost at about half life here. We're waiting for the lackeys to spawn. Watch out for his punches. They guard break you, but it doesn't seem like they guard crush you and damage you. There's a swing. 4 Ys. Here are the lackeys. Watch out for his laser beam. If you can't see what's going on all the chaos, just use the Inferno again. And don't be afraid to... see, like right here, I missed my OT, and I had to use the Inferno. And I think what I did right there was I did a win run, and I actually got iframes from it. So that was really fortunate. Like, that hardly ever happens to me. You know, I could dodge maybe 2 out of 10 of his pounces. Here is the last set of the lackeys. Does he really need lackeys? I mean, do these bosses really have to have help? It's a fine fight without them. You know. Here he is again. I'm going to charge a UT because I knew he was going to pounce on me, and I had enough time to do a UT, and that gave me all the iframes that I needed. So now we're just gonna bait and punish. It's as simple as that. But not getting juggled is probably one of the harder things of the fight. So hopefully that was able to help you. The next time you fight Zidonius, I believe he has the red gauges, so they potentially take 2 uses of the Inferno, which is kind of pathetic. And it's even in I mean, he's got pretty bad environments. Both of the environments are pretty bad. This one's better than the second fight against him, but it's still pretty difficult because the camera can really work against you there. But there is Chapter 10. I will see you in Ioni stage. And until I see you there, please continue to take care.